Tonight, history was made at TNA Bound for Glory 2025, a night that fans will remember for years to come. A night when pain turned into power, and destiny met determination. A night when Mike Santana, after years of fighting through setbacks and sacrifice, finally reached the mountaintop, defeating Trick Williams to become the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. This wasn't just a title change. It was the culmination of a lifetime of struggle, belief, and redemption. For Santana, this was personal. The electricity of Bound for Glory 2025. The arena was on fire long before the bell rang. Every seat was filled, every fan on their feet, chanting, screaming, waving signs, waiting for something special. They knew the energy in the building was different tonight. Bound for Glory has always been TNA's grandest stage, but this year, it felt like something more. When Trick Williams walked down the ramp, he carried himself like a man in full control. The champion wore confidence like armor, smiling, posing, playing to the cameras. He had been unstoppable for months, taking down every challenger that dared to step up. Then, the lights dimmed. A single spotlight hit the entrance stage. A heartbeat pulsed through the sound system. The screen flickered with the words, "Santana, born to fight," and the crowd erupted. Mike Santana walked through the smoke, his eyes locked on the ring. No smile, no showmanship, just purpose. The sound of the crowd chanting his name told the whole story. Everyone knew what this moment meant. The road that led here. To truly understand why this win matters, you need to understand the man behind the victory. Mike Santana wasn't born into the spotlight. He didn't come from a wrestling dynasty. He came from the streets of New York, a place that hardens you, molds you, and tests you every single day. He grew up surrounded by struggle, learning early on that nothing in life is given, everything must be earned. Wrestling became his escape, his calling, his way of turning pain into purpose. In the early years, he was known for tag team excellence, thrilling the world with high-intensity matches, emotional promos, and pure heart. But behind every success, there were setbacks, injuries, betrayals, and the constant question, can he make it on his own? Tonight, that question was finally answered. The build-up, respect turned rivalry. The story between Santana and Trick Williams didn't just begin at Bound for Glory, it was months in the making. When Santana returned to TNA earlier this year, fans didn't know what to expect. He'd been away for a while, battling personal challenges and rediscovering himself. But from the moment he stepped back into the ring, the spark was there, the fire in his eyes, the hunger in his movements. In his return promo, he said, "Greater than, I'm not coming back to chase memories. I'm coming back to make history." At first, Trick Williams didn't take him seriously. He laughed in interviews, calling Santana, yesterday's news. But when Santana started taking out one name after another, Moose, Eddie Edwards, Josh Alexander, the laughter stopped. Suddenly, the world was paying attention again. Bound for Glory was set. The veteran versus the rising star. The street fighter versus the showman. And everyone knew this wasn't going to be a technical showcase, it was going to be a war. The match. Heart versus pride. The bell rang, and the war began. Trick Williams started with his signature confidence, using quick strikes, showy moves, and taunts to get inside Santana's head. But Santana wasn't here to play games. Every punch he threw came from the soul. Within minutes, the match spilled outside the ring. Santana slammed Williams onto the barricade, shouting in pure emotion as the crowd roared behind him. The referee's count reached 8 before they rolled back inside. Williams shifted momentum with his trademark athleticism, targeting Santana's knee, the same knee that had once nearly ended his career. He wrapped it around the steel post, stomped on it relentlessly, and grinned while Santana screamed in pain. For a brief moment, it looked like the dream might end right there. But it didn't. Santana crawled to the corner, used the ropes to stand, and fired back with raw fury, forearms, chops, and a spinning lariat that sent Williams crashing to the mat. Both men collapsed, the crowd chanting, "This is awesome, this is awesome." The turning point. Near the end, both men were exhausted. Their bodies battered, their faces dripping with sweat. Williams went for his finishing move, the trick shot. But Santana countered. He caught him midair, turned, and delivered a thunderous Death Valley driver. The crowd counted. 1, 2. Williams kicked out. Santana sat there in disbelief. His eyes closed, his lips moving as if in prayer. Then he stood, limping on one leg, and whispered, "This is my moment." He lifted Williams again, this time hitting his brand new finisher, Street Glory. The referee dropped for the count. 1, 2, 3. The bell rang. The arena exploded. Mike Santana had done it. The champion's tears. As the referee handed him the TNA World title, Santana fell to his knees. Tears ran down his face as he held the belt close to his chest. The crowd chanted his name louder and louder. He didn't speak, he just looked at the sky, overwhelmed by emotion. Then, finally, he rose to his feet and raised the championship high. Fireworks filled the air, confetti fell, and history was written before our eyes. For Mike Santana, this wasn't just about victory, it was about validation. A journey that started in pain ended in pride. Backstage emotions. Backstage cameras captured the aftermath, wrestlers, agents, and staff lining up to congratulate the new champion. Old rivals hugged him, new stars applauded him. The atmosphere was emotional. This wasn't just another title change, this was respect earned through years of grit. When asked what this win meant, Santana replied, "Greater than, this isn't just for me. It's for everyone who's been told they're not enough. For every kid watching from a place like I came from, wondering if their dreams matter, they do. Don't give up, ever." Those words spread like wildfire online. Within minutes, #Santana Champion was trending worldwide. Fans shared clips of his earlier matches, his promos, and his long journey, celebrating the story of a fighter who never stopped believing. The locker room leader. Insiders say the locker room gave him a standing ovation when he walked backstage, something rare, reserved for only the most respected wrestlers. Veterans spoke about how Santana had always been the heart of the locker room, the man who supported others even when he was struggling himself. His win symbolized more than personal glory, it was the triumph of authenticity, loyalty, and love for the sport. Even Trick Williams, the defeated champion, was seen nodding from a distance, no handshake, no promo, just silent acknowledgement of respect. The future of TNA. This victory also marked a new chapter for TNA. The company has been on a resurgence, and Santana's championship win fits perfectly with that narrative: raw emotion, hard work, and storytelling that connects with fans. He represents the soul of professional wrestling, not manufactured fame, but earned respect. As the new face of the brand, Santana is expected to bring in a wave of renewed interest, viewership, and hope for the next generation of wrestlers. Challengers are already lining up: Moose, Josh Alexander, Eddie Edwards. But everyone knows the title is safe in the hands of a man who truly values what it means. The message behind the moment in an age where wrestling can sometimes feel scripted and predictable. Moments like this remind fans why they fell in love with it in the first place. Mike Santana's journey wasn't about spotlight or ego. It was about heart. It's a story that transcends the ring. He's proof that no matter where you start, no matter how many times you fall, you can rise again, stronger, prouder, and ready to inspire the world.